Hey everyone, and welcome back to English Audiocast, where real conversations make your English better every day. I'm Marcus.
And I'm Sophie. So great to be here with you today. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the family, and if you're coming back, thank you. It means everything to us.
Today's episode is number 1, and we're talking about how to introduce yourself in English confidently. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
Let's go! Okay, Marcus, let's start with the elephant in the room. Why do so many people, even people with good English, freeze up when they have to introduce themselves?
I think there are a few reasons. First, it feels very personal. You're not just speaking a language, you're representing yourself, and that brings pressure.
Right. And second, most people have never actually practiced it. We practice grammar exercises, vocabulary lists, reading texts. But how often do you actually sit down and practice saying your own introduction?
Almost never, and that's the problem. Your introduction should feel automatic, like brushing your teeth. You don't think about it, you just do it.
Love that analogy. And third, I think people don't know what to include. They either say too little, "Hi, I'm Sophie, I'm from Poland," and then nothing. Or they say too much and it becomes a 5-minute monologue.
Ha! Yes. The 5-minute monologue is real. I've met people like that at parties. You ask their name, and 20 minutes later, you know their entire life story.
So the sweet spot is somewhere in the middle, confident, clear, warm, and just enough information to spark a real conversation.
All right, let's get practical. Sophie, what are the key things every good introduction needs?
I'd say there are 5 building blocks. Your name, where you're from, what you do, something personal about you, and, this is the secret one, a question back to the other person.
Oh, that last one is so important and so often forgotten. A conversation is a two-way street. If you introduce yourself and then just stand there waiting, it's uncomfortable for everyone.
Exactly, so let's go through each one. Name first. Simple, right? But even here there are some useful phrases. Instead of just saying, "I'm Sophie," you could say, "My name's Sophie, but most people just call me Soph." It's warmer, it's more personal.
Or you could say, "I go by Marcus," which sounds very natural in English. "I go by" means that's the name people use for you.
Great phrase. Now, where you're from. The classic is, "I'm from Poland," or "I'm originally from Warsaw." But you can make it more interesting. Try, "I grew up in a small town in southern Poland, but I've been living in London for the past 3 years."
See how that gives the other person 2 things to ask about? The small town or London. A good introduction always gives the other person hooks, little topics they can pick up and ask questions about.
I love that word. Hooks. Okay, what you do? This is where people often get very boring. "I work in IT." Full stop, but you can expand it naturally. "I work in IT. Mostly cybersecurity, it sounds technical, but basically I help companies not get hacked."
That's a great example because it's simple, it's a little bit funny, and it explains what you do in a human way. Another good structure is, "I work as a job title," which basically means simple explanation.
Perfect. Now, the personal detail. This is where you become a real person, not just a name and a job title. Something like, "Outside of work, I'm really into hiking. I try to get out into the mountains whenever I can." Or, "I'm a huge coffee person," like, embarrassingly so.
Ha! People love that kind of self-aware humor. It makes you instantly more likable. And notice the phrase, "I'm really into." That's a supernatural way to talk about hobbies and interests in English.
Right. Other good phrases. "I'm passionate about," "I spend a lot of my free time," "I've recently gotten into." That last one is great for something new you've started doing.
And then, the question back. Something like, "Anyway, that's enough about me. What about you?" Or more specific, "How about you? Have you been living here long?"
That specific question is gold, because now the other person has something to answer. The pressure is off you, and the conversation has a natural direction.
Okay, Sophie, let's put it all together. I'll do a full example introduction and you can give me feedback. Ready?
Ready, go for it.
Okay, imagine we've just met at a work event. "Hey, I'm Marcus. Nice to meet you. I'm originally from Manchester, but I've been based in Berlin for about 4 years now. I work in marketing, mostly for tech startups, helping them figure out how to talk to actual human beings, which is harder than it sounds. Outside of work, I'm really into cycling. I try to ride every weekend if the weather allows. What about you? Are you from Berlin or are you visiting?
Okay, that was really good. A few things I noticed. You used a bit of humor, helping them talk to actual human beings, which made it interesting immediately.
And I gave them two options at the end, from Berlin or visiting, so they have an easy choice to make. It's not a difficult question.
Exactly. Now let me do one. Slightly different context. Imagine we're meeting at a language exchange event. Hi, I'm Sophie. Great to meet you. I'm from Krakow in Poland, though I've been living in London for 2 years now. I work as a graphic designer. I mostly do branding and logos for small businesses. And I'm here because I'm trying to get more confident speaking English in real conversations. I understand everything, but speaking is still a bit nerve-wracking for me. What's brought you here tonight?
Oh, I love that one, because you were honest. Speaking is still a bit nerve-wracking, and that honesty is actually very charming. People appreciate that.
And nerve-wracking is a great phrase to know, by the way. It means something that makes you feel anxious or nervous. The presentation was nerve-wracking. Meeting new people can be nerve-wracking.
Let's do a quick round of useful phrases for introducing yourself. I'll say the phrase, Sophie will give a quick context or example. Ready?
Ready.
Nice to meet you.
Classic. And you can also say, lovely to meet you. Slightly warmer, more British. Or great to meet you, a bit more energetic and American.
I've heard so much about you.
Use this when someone has told you about the person before. Mark mentioned you work in film. I've heard so much about you. It's a great icebreaker.
I'm still getting used to the city.
Perfect if you've recently moved somewhere. I moved to Berlin 2 months ago, so I'm still getting used to the city. It naturally invites tips and recommendations from the other person.
I don't think we've met before.
A gentle way to introduce yourself when you're not sure. Less awkward than just standing silently next to someone.
Small world.
Use this when you discover you have something unexpected in common. Same hometown, same university, same old boss. You worked at Google too? Small world. Before we wrap up, let's talk about a few mistakes that learners commonly make when introducing themselves in English.
Mistake number 1. Apologizing for your English before you even start. Sorry, my English is not very good. I understand why people say this, but it actually makes things more awkward. Start with confidence, even if you feel nervous.
Yes, the other person is already rooting for you. They want the conversation to go well. You don't need to apologize.
Mistake number 2. Being too formal in casual situations. Saying, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance when you meet someone at a coffee shop is a lot.
Match your language to the situation. Casual situations. Casual language. Formal business meeting. More formal language. Reading the room is a skill in itself.
Mistake number 3. Forgetting to listen. Some people rehearse their introduction so much that they say it perfectly, and then completely zone out when the other person responds.
So true. The introduction is just the door. The real conversation is what happens after you walk through it. Stay present, listen actively, and follow the thread.
All right, we're coming to the end of today's episode. Let's do a quick recap. A great introduction has 5 parts: your name, where you're from, what you do, something personal, and a question back.
Use natural phrases like, I'm really into, I've been living here for, I go by, and what about you, to sound fluent and warm.
And avoid apologizing for your English, being too formal in casual situations, or forgetting to actually listen to the other person.
Your homework for today? Write your own introduction using the 5 building blocks we talked about. 30 seconds long. Practice saying it out loud at least 3 times.
3 times minimum. Out loud. Not in your head, out loud. There's a big difference.
Thank you so much for listening to English Audiocast. If this episode helped you, share it with a friend who's also learning English. That's the best thing you can do for us.
We'll be back next week with another episode. Until then, keep listening, keep speaking, and remember, every conversation is practice.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.